Well, I was going to say probably I had the very fortunate opportunity of participating in the 1992 um, London to Cannes car rally, which was an event organised by, again, Russ Malkin, which is where I met Russ. And he and a couple of other people used to organise that. And I can't remember how many years it went for. I think it went for 2 or 3 years or something. Um, and and basically it was Russ getting hold of as many celebrities and sports celebrities and that he knew of, and saying, okay, we're going to have 3 days, and we're going to go from London to Cannes, to the Intercontinental Hotel at Cannes, and it's a 3 day. And we couldn't call it a race because there were three categories of cars. There were vintage sports cars, contemporary sports cars, and prototype future sports cars, of which there were two in the rally, both of which conked out, I think, before we got to even Paris. But so you couldn't have like a 1992 Honda NSX, which is a supercar, up against a 1928 Bugatti Sports. They're just the competition wasn't there. But so that's why they called it a rally. And what we had all the way along from London basically we had about 3 million pounds worth of exotic cars to play with for 3 days. And it wasn't like, okay, you're in that one and that's it. It was like, I'm going to drive that one now, and I think I'll drive that one now, and we're going down to Brands Hatch and we're going to race around the track. I'll drive that one and that one and that one. Thank you very much. So it was just absolutely brilliant. But it was literally a schoolboy's dream come true. Any guy or girl, there were girls involved as well, who has an inkling of passion towards motorsport, it was a schoolboy's dream or schoolgirl's dream come true. And dare I say, it was just because of the sponsorship and everything, it was completely red carpet the whole way, which was made it even more fun. But just the thrill of the drive, the 3 day drive down to Cannes through all of that territory and all of these, encountering, like we stayed at French chateaus, it was this and that. I remember there was one time we had we were invited by the house of Dom Perignon and Maurice Chandon for a luncheon. And the person who was taking us, because it was a big event, and they were one of our chief sponsors, House of Maurice Chandon was one of our chief sponsors. They put on this big luncheon for us, and the managing director of the estate took us for a tour through the catacombs where they've got 9 million bottles of Dom Perignon and God knows how many bottles of Maurice Chandon. Yeah, 9 million bottles they have in their catacombs. And I'll tell you a funny story, and I'll probably get into all sorts of trouble for this. I won't mention any names, but there was a particular one of the drivers partaking in this event was a very, very wealthy man, and he was also one of the chief sponsors, a hair care product, and he was one of our chief sponsors. But he wanted to be one of the drivers as well, just the same as there was the guy who owned Hawaiian Tropic as well, and brought all the Hawaiian Tropic models along, and they all wanted to be in it as well. Yeah, so it's awful. And anyway, and this particular person who remains unnamed, he and his fiance, who became his wife, well, you've got to remember, we're in racing suits. We had nothing. We had racing suits with two small pockets. That was it. And his fiance, this person's fiance, had a very small clutch bag, a small clutch bag. That was it. We had nothing else. And this particular person said to the managing director of Maurice Chandon, Dom Perignon, he said, we were looking at the bottles, and he said, there's 9 million bottles of Dom Perignon, and they have to be hand-turned every single day. So there's a team of people that hand-turn them during the fermentation process, and every single one of them is serial numbered, etc., etc. And this chap, he said to the managing director, he said, can I buy one of those? And the managing director said, no, I can't. He said, no. He said, I'd like to buy one. He said, name your price. And the chap, he said, I'm the managing director of the House of Maurice Chandon and Dom Perignon. He said, I can't even have one. He said, they're all strict taxation, serial numbered, yada, yada, yada. It's all government controlled, yada, yada. And this chap, he said, oh, that's a shame. All right. And he said, honestly, name your price. And he said, no, I'd love to, but I can't. And he said, oh, okay, fair enough. That night we had the briefing for the next day's leg of the journey, and we'd have a dinner and sort of sit down, have a few drinks, and then Russ would get up and brief us on what had happened for that day and any sort of accolades that had happened and what was happening the following day. And he said, and yada, yada, yada. And that's it. I look forward to tomorrow. But before we go and continue on with the meal, such and such is going to come up and I believe he's got something to say. And such got up and he said, yeah, it's been an interesting day. We had a really great day at Dom Perignon, the estate, and House of Motor Chandon. And he said, it was absolutely unbelievable to hear that there was 9 million bottles in the catacombs, 9 million bottles at any one time of Dom Perignon, unlabeled, and still with in the fermentation process with the sugar cork. And he said, that's amazing. And he said, the thing is, tomorrow they're going to wake up and there's going to be 8,999,999 because here's the other one. And everybody just went, you what? Boom, you what? And to this day, we do not know how he got that out, or how his fiancée got it out. We do not know. There was a lot of speculation, I can tell you. Yeah, bodily cavities, but yeah, we are talking about a bottle of Dom Perignon here.
Well, some people are quite talented,
Yeah. Yeah. So that was an interesting. But the challenger, I was going to say, Paul Stewart and myself, we actually got the 2 winning photos for the Kodak challenge, best picture challenge. Unfortunately, when we got to Cannes, the manager of the Cannes Intercontinental Hotel, because we had all the photos, the winning photos to be drawn to see which one was the winning one. On a board going into the ballroom where we were having the big final dinner. And he said, I think I want you to take that one down and that one down, please. I do not want them associated with the hotel. One, because it was Paul Stewart giving a brown eye at the entrance of the Cannes Intercontinental Hotel. And the other one was me outside my balcony on the top floor. Actually, I climbed over the balcony and I was hanging onto it with one hand doing a star. This is 8 or 9 stories up or something. Everybody, there was a bit of a crowd jump. They thought it was a jumper.
Well.
Yeah. So crowd gathered from underneath. Because I'd said to, what was his name? Oh, forgot my team leader. Anyway, and I said to him, I'm going to go and check into my room. I said, stay here, and when I get out, I'll wave from the balcony, get your camera ready. And he had no idea what I was doing.
Hello, and thank you for watching this takTalks clip. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you want to see the full conversation, click here. If you want to see all of the takTalk clips, click here. And if you want to see all of the takTalk conversations, click here.